new game?
Only if it's requested.
I'm requesting.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We have today and tomorrow, basically. We have decided that Thursday will be the last day here on the map. On Thursday, we will basically be closing out the challenge, tabulating the points, doing a little farm tour on both of the servers, and just having a generally fun time, I hope. Here checking out, seeing what's going on. Oh, we can sell some bales. Probably our last crop of soybeans. I expect this is the last crop we'll put in the ground. Tomorrow is the last day, technically. Thursday day, we can still get stuff done. Thursday night, we're calling her done. Hey, Mark, DB, Tanya, and Sin and Nuke. How y'all doing in chat?
Sweet sorrows seeing this go away.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that. I don't know if you saw, but Riverview version 2 just got released over at PCSG. Got some interesting changes. Hedges are still there. Some interesting changes. Textures have been revamped.
Arr.
We are in mass sell mode. Decent prices on lots of stuff.
Soybeans are going 261.
Who needs an auto-loading trailer? Price still climbing though?
Yeah, do we wait till it spikes?
See if it settles out by the end of the stream. What do we got? We got one more trip after this. Oh, watch out for the tree. Torch of the jungle. Ah, the darn hedges. What are we going to do? We're trading in hedges for ditches. Well, I'm not trading it in. I'm going to be doing something else. But lots of the folks that have been involved in the challenge on both sides are going to be on the same server. Oh my gosh, I hope they can live with together. And they don't go at each other's throats. It's going to be the Hatfield and McCoys. At any rate, they're going to be on the same server over on a modified Rolling Hills map. Some cooperative farming, hopefully, for the month of February. I am going to be on one of 3 maps the month of February, or I might be on a combination of those 3 maps. Some live stream on, getting some recorded series on, actually using some of the mini mods that I've done mod reviews on in the last 4 weeks. Because we have been mod locked since the first of the year. Hard to believe that I have not had a chance really to use any of the mods that have come out this whole year. Well, that might be one of the little nuggets of gemmery that I'll be hopefully playing with. Never know. Don't count your eggs until they get scrambled up and served to you in a nice omelet. I think since it's daytime, we'll maybe take a little tour of the sawmill area and see what kind of logs have been destroyed. Really? Really? You're not sure on the 3rd? Just... Yeah, earlier I was doing a bit of multitasking, and the fact that I had Farm Sim 19 up. I had 3 different course play drivers doing stuff. And then I had it in the background, and I had Premiere Pro open, and I was basically editing some videos while Farm Sim was just running in the background. Courses to finish out. So, I was doing lots of things that probably you shouldn't do at the same time.
Yep, that sounds like you had your hands full.
That Dodge is pretty. Be seeing that on Thursday. I have to thank the modders, because today was the last recorded video that I had scheduled up. And privately, I've been kind of trying to have 1 mod video a day, at least during the Monday through Friday schedule. But today was basically, after today, I had nothing. Come home from work, and I find myself 3 decent mods to put out there in the channel. I got them all recorded up today. Wanted to get a course play video out tomorrow. Probably won't have another one out on Thursday, but wanted to get a course play video out tomorrow. That took a pretty long time to get done because it was one that basically had to run for a while. Got that done, and I'll be firing up the old encoder after the stream tonight, getting those 4 videos encoded. And then I discover 2 maps. Maps got released. Maps that are worthy of videos, I should say, that got released. Know what I'm going to do? Because I was going to try to get back to my Tuesday, Thursday map schedules. But I don't know if I'm going to hold these until next week or not. I haven't tried the new trailer. Hey Anthony, what's up? Hey, it's a lot easier driving through these hedges during the daytime. Don't get lost at all. See, Jacer's running some fertilized contracts. Nitrodad's still loading logs. Larmal is hauling the grain. We've actually lucked out toward the end of the challenge, and we've got decent prices on a fair bit of grain that we had stored away in the silos, as luck would have it. Tell you what, I was really worrying. My worst nightmare was we would have rock bottom prices at the end, and that we had held out right at the very end and was hoping for good prices, and they never showed up. That was really what one of my biggest concerns were. thankfully we didn't have those. Here's now that we have the cash on hand to freely spend. Bales up there, right? Oh no, we got some straw bales up here. Let's get those. Knowledge bales are gone. I didn't have any issues with the big text version of the trailer that had that attached joint on it. In fact, that was the version, well, obviously that was the version I used in the video because I showed the connector, didn't I? No, I hadn't tried the low loader with that connector. Got a decent price on wool, too. I'd haul some wool today. I think we'll hold off on the chicken eggs and the milk. Don't have a full load of milk. Might as well wait. Y'all need to remind me that we're going to drive through the sawmill area and check that out on our way back. So if I forget, it's because you all didn't remind me. Alright? It's America Gaming Farmers. Hey, what's up? Hey, what are you up to? How many subscriptions? What do you mean? I mentioned you in the last stream you were in. I want to say, if you go sign up over at American Farmers Gaming channel, giving away a free desktop calendar to every new sub that signs up in the next 10 minutes. The fabulous desktop calendar. It's one of those peel away everyday calendars. It's got an interesting and thoughtful, wise thought, wise saying for every day of the year. Don't wait, because you can get your copy now. You'll have 11 months worth of wise sayings. You don't like that idea? I think it sounds great. You could even say something like, operators are standing by. Right. Version 2, this bale sell point has been moved and completely redone. I don't have the building here anymore. It doesn't use this bale building in the other location. Here at 167. There you go. Go check him out. Sub if you like him. Go. All right. Got a little goal. See if we can't get to 4 million before we are done our first hour here on the stream. All right, we're going to go through the sawmill area and check that out. Got to take a spur here. This one's the spur we need to take. And then I think we need to take this. Take us up through the woods. But you're leaving me after I went and promoted your calendar and everything. Can you leave us with just what's the thought for tomorrow? What's the wise saying? Let's not get lost. Double back. Up.
The wise saying for tomorrow is to stay warm.
Stay inside where it's above freezing. Oh, look at that.
Minus 50 wind chill right now here.
There's a big pile of logs. Big pile of logs. Will we get all these logs collected and sold before the end of the challenge? I don't know. Something horrible has happened here. Massive deforestation. Something terrible has happened here. Doesn't look like he ventured down into the swamp. So, I assume we just took out a tire. Just blew that tire up. Let's see if we got all of the logs over here collected that were over here. Hey Fabio, what is up? Just today and tomorrow. Thursday we're going to end it. Sure to tune in Thursday and figure out who won this crazy thing. Yep. All the logs have been picked up. Still have logs way over there in that other section that we've had over there since like the first week. No, we don't need this bale trailer anymore. Get rid of it. I'm doing pretty good. Glad to see this come to a close. Close this chapter out. Wonder what we'll even get for this trailer. Corn header. Dropped their corn header over at the store. $1,000. That's like a load of logs. Now, hopefully we'll get a good 350,000 or so out of our horses. If we're lucky, we're going to get 50 grand per horse again. Means we've been able to flip our horses 4 times during this challenge. It's 1.6 million right there in cash. Cash, no prizes. Let's see. Somebody's coming down the road with a full load of corn. Let's be ready to meet them. They've already passed us. Passed us. Where is the... Oh, that's good. Here you've got some at reasonable prices now. So what's crazy is, you know how we couldn't sell bale or can't sell wool out of this trailer. We can't sell wool out of the green container that we had, but we can sell wool out of the logging trailer. That is pretty darn strange. Let's go haul us wool. 7 pallets we can haul on this trailer. So an interesting mod in the mod hoster website. I hadn't tried it. It seemed interesting. Or it was actually a mod. I think it was modhub.us. It was a wool pallet, a fillable wool pallet, kind of like the egg pallet, where you would, it said you bought the pallet at the shop, brought the pallet, and you set it on top of the wool spawn point, and you would get pallets of 1,000 wool as opposed to 1,000. Was like, well, that's interesting. Now you lose the pallet when it sells. You're kind of out the money, whatever it costs to buy the pallet. The mod author gave credit to the to McKnight or Knight, Nick something. Yeah, I think it's McKnight, who did the egg palette as inspiration. I have seen version 2 of Riverview, and I looked at Glen Isle yesterday. It had some minor errors yesterday. It looks like those have been corrected. I hadn't had a chance to fire it up tonight. I have every intention of taking a look at that tomorrow. I was actually privileged enough to have a copy of Riverview version 2 about a week ago. Cavalier Roy sent it to me. Look at and give me any comments. Like version 2, like I said, the port is drastically different, so it looks a lot better than the version of the port that we have here on version 1. Bale sell point is been moved. It's over actually by, I think, the animal dealer. Some of the sell points have been reworked with newer buildings and newer textures, and as a result of that, some of the overall landscape around the sell points has been modified. Next map for, well, here's the thing. We got an abundance of multiplayer servers now. We had a multiplayer server on 17, but the guys playing on 17's multiplayer server have decided that they are putting it up. So we've upgraded the 17 server to 19. That server is going to have rolling hills on it. And we're going to probably fire that up. Oh, we might fire that up as early as Thursday evening. Got 7 farms already set up. Not set up, but already picked. Those farm managers are probably recruiting for assistance. That leaves multiplayer servers that are currently idle. So we're probably going to do something with another one. Not sure what yet. Probably put it out to the Discord community and see what folks are interested in that aren't involved in the Rolling Hills project. Map I'm going to go for after this is going to be one of 3. Or maybe 2 of 3. Might do a live stream map and get back to the recorded formats that I actually enjoy. And that is Mercury Farms. Probably in a limited live stream series because I don't want to be putting a ton of videos out on Mercury Farms while people can't get it. I don't want to be like rubbing it in. I don't want to do that. But I do want to show off. I still want to put the map out there. People can still see it. That'll probably be a limited live stream map. And then the next map is going to be one of two. Either going to be Black Mountain, Montana. Do a little hybrid forestry / homesteading farming. Or depending on when Emerald Coast gets ready, I'll probably be doing some Emerald Coast videos. And that might be live stream also. It might be Black Mountain, Montana recorded. It might be an alternation of Mercury and Emerald Coast. And Emerald Coast is really just dependent on when CCS 101 gets that done. No rush. Oh. Uh-oh. I'll definitely look at it. I won't commit to basically saying I'm going to play any map until I see it. I've seen screenshots of it. It looks outstanding. Sure. But yeah, usually I need to be basically look at a map. Probably within 10-15 minutes of being in a map, getting ready for my map video, I will have made a decision as to if I think it's a map that I would be playing or not on a personal level. So yeah, it's going to be basically needing to see the map, feel the map, see if I feel it. Played old streams in 17. Seen the PDA from Black Sheep Modding. It is a bit different. It is a bit larger in 19. Oh, what happened here? Tragedy! Tragedy's fallen upon me. Let's do that. Not only get ourselves upright, but let's get the trailer of pallets upright at the same time. Alright, back to our driving. Then we've got coming out lots of other maps are supposedly in over at FSUK. Haven't seen much come out of there. Saw a couple things come out of there today. Saw an update to Maypole come out over at FSUK. No idea what's been changed. There's no change log. No clue. Saw an interesting mod of barrels. Some barrels showed up over there. Maybe some stuff is finally coming back out over there. Had some more mods today over at the Giants Mod Hub. yet. We also had an update in the mods and testing. And would you know it? I went the wrong way. And would you know it? We not only have had 8 mods released this week, we have another 10 mods pending testing. So they are releasing mods. 4 yesterday, 4 today. So 8 so far this week. But we have even more mods in testing today than we had last week. So it really seems like it is a losing battle here as far as mods being released and tested and mods pending release and testing. Indeed, the 9R is a sweet looking device. A little concerned that it looks like they have somehow protected the zip file. A little concerned on that. That's not overly cool. And it looks like maybe as a result, the tractor has a problem with horseplay. Horseplay doesn't want to load up with that tractor activated. For you Dodge fans, we've got a really sweet 3500 that came out over at Blue Modding. Gonna get a tour of the map. Oh, 4 million. We made it. And in the first hour. Good. I mean, the price of wool is so depressing. I mean, we must be selling wool for the generic shirts. Certainly not selling wool for the designer brands. It's just destroy our. Just destroy. Yeah, but if you read the comments, it's judgmental. I mean, they're minor problems, meaning textures, meaning the guy doesn't think the textures are high enough resolution, or they don't look good as far as he's concerned, so he gives it a minor problem. Something about some doors at the shop or something. I think that's what he was complaining about with the 3D model. Not the rag on FSUK, because I know they intend to do good. But it's the same group that posted a map report last year. Reported the map as being, quote, perfect. No flaws. Absolutely perfect. Then 5 minutes of me being in the map, I discovered that the slurry trigger for the cows is buried underneath the map. No way to get slurry out of the cow pen. So, what about that perfect rating? Like I said, I don't want to talk bad about them. They're a volunteer group. Testing maps. A lot going on in the map to test. I mean, I would shy away from using the word perfect. Because that is a very definitive word. Yeah, his comment about the BGA was that there's no silage bunkers. I mean, it's a little map. It's a 1x map that's 98% fields. There isn't room for a functional BGA as quote farm sim has deemed it. So his BGA is simply a digester, a silo master, if you will, over where all the sell points are. He also said he didn't like the fact that all of the sell points were so close together you couldn't click one. See you on the bridge. So
You got through. That's good.
Again, it's a little map. And he's decided to consolidate most of his sell points in one general area. You can't make the little circles smaller. Yeah, the map runs absolutely fine. But if you look at it and you see the report and it says minor problems, you might be like, oh, I don't want that one. I'm going to download the perfect map that has minor problems. Meanwhile, the minor problems map has just visual imperfections, let's say. We're going to load up this trailer, but again, I'm not trying to talk bad on them, saying that they do a bad job. Nobody's perfect. I would just like to see any testing body that tests mods in any way, that provides a report of some sort or just provides them for general release that way after they've been tested, to have standardized, formalized, documented testing procedures, documented and published reporting standards, as far as, this is how we report, these are our grading scales or whatever, so that people can understand if a map has a rating of minor problems, what does minor problems mean? Minor problems mean the map is completely playable, no game-breaking issues were found, just visual imperfections that can affect, let's say, immersion. Okay? And then you could have, three or four different results, and then just have defined what do each of those results actually mean. A modder can go and see, well, if they've got a mod that has, let's say, minor problems, they can go and see what does that mean. And take some of the objectivity out of it and the subjectivity out of it, and the potential, room for, well, not error, but there's always going to be room for error when people are involved. But to standardize things so that the one tester might deem the map it's having minor problems. Another tester might deem the map, you know, okay. Same map, might have the same issues or lack of issues. Yep, it's going to be Thursday, January 31st, 9:30, our normal time. What we're going to do is we're going to invite basically players from our team, players from Raz's team into each server. We're going to hopefully get kind of a little tour of each server because you've seen our server, you've seen our farm. You haven't seen too much of the Raznik farm in recent weeks. So we're going to get to see each farm, kind of how things are laid out. Flash has not been trained very well. 75% we got today. We got game day today, tomorrow. So 2 days should pass between tonight and tomorrow night. We might get these guys to 100% again. Might just do it. Let's see, what do we got going on here as far as field work goes? It's ready to harvest. 37. Those are the only 2 fields ready to harvest. They're both cotton. $34. 44. Oh, we're not. You don't want to do a potato harvest, do you? With that evil pull behind harvester.
No, I was doing I was gonna do a sugar beet one with the bigger harvester, but if you want to do that one, I will be game.
We could do 2. Only 2 fields that are. I guess there's 3 fields. There's 2 fields that are ready to harvest that are cotton.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, get ready for borrow lag. All right. Whoa, what's happened here? What is this? That appears to be broken.
My computer screen shows that they're not tipped at all. Mine look normal.
Really?
Yeah, mine look normal. I have your stream on my TV and I see what's happening, and mine are normal.
Oh, mine's normal now. Just reset it. What? There we go. Where are we going? What is this for? 34. Alright, we've down the windy road. Or we could go around the... Go down the windy road. Oops. We'll get that later. Buggity bug bug. That's the first I've seen that. All seen it here.
What field are we heading to, Mr. Klein?
34.
Okay.
Razmac. That's a good one. Yeah, we haven't seen his farm. Don't really know much. We haven't seen anything in like 3 weeks. The last video we saw, he said, was a spoof video. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. We don't know. Is 4 million good? 4 million bad? Maybe they've got 8 million. Maybe their last video wasn't a spoof and they really had 4.8 million. Maybe he's playing mind games telling us that it was a joke. His mind game is a mind game. Maybe it really was a joke. And maybe they only have 2 million. Maybe 4 million is good. Maybe in the end, they have 4 million and we have 4 million and it's a virtual tie. Hard to say. We know that it's not all about money because of how the points are set up. You can get points through other ways other than having money. That was kind of a deliberate thing to separate it out from just being money only. It's Jacer running.
I'm not sure what's he up to.
Don't.
Oh, we're over here doing login. So we're double teaming.
Oh.
I've got the 724 with the manure fork. And
Okay.
I was getting in Nitro's way, and now I'm just cleaning up the logs around the edges.
Double log. The road got narrow there. No. I don't think I did.
It's time for some cotton picking fun.
How long you been sitting on that one?
Long time, long time. Had to hire a comedian to write that one out.
There's our field. I haven't talked. Actually, I haven't talked to Cavalier Roy since I found out about your system problem. I don't think we found out about your system problem until what? The end of last week. Here's the field. Hire that. Oh, it'd be nice if we could get in the sleeper. It's so detailed, but we can't do anything other than just see it through the windows. Big bummer. Oh, well, he might have, he probably catches our streams on the rewind. If he's not watching now and just being all secretive. We're gonna go this way this time. Where did the hired helper go? I hired a helper. Of course, I didn't take the turn wide enough. You need to report back to him the general information about the tree floaters. I think they're just more scattered all over the place, mostly related to varying terrain.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think it's just the varying terrain. The fact that they were placed as a group and they probably have one base elevation.
Hey, Sin Nuke. Back. Of course, we run into the hedge. Oh, the glorious hedge. did hire the helper. He just stopped at the end of the row. If we wouldn't lose money, we would buy these things, use them to harvest these fields and sell them, but I think we would lose our shirts. I've got a video for each animal husbandry in the how-to section, how-to playlist. So I will say that the cow husbandry one technically isn't 100% accurate, in that if you feed power food, PMR, you don't need to feed anything else. Let me show you here. So if we go to cows, we only feed grass, okay? Our productivity can be no more than 25%. If we feed hay and silage, our productivity is 75%. If we feed total mixed rations, we have 100% effectiveness, which means 100% productivity. So if we feed total mixed rations, we don't need to feed the other two. We only need to feed this one. Oh, it might be that it might be the PCI bus has got an issue, not the, well, I mean, the motherboard is so many different components. I hate to think it wouldn't be the motherboard, it would actually end up being the power supply. Power supply could maybe give off weird sounds also. Yeah, neither in-game map really have a lot of forestry. Trees are very sparse. Which is easier? I would say sheep are easy. They just require hay or grass and water. Chickens are easy. They only require wheat or barley. Horses are fairly easy. They only need hay, oats, and straw. Cows is where you start getting a little bit more advanced, because you need to mix up total mixed rations, which would be hay, straw, and silage. And then they need straw for bedding. and water. And then pigs, I would put, some people think pigs are easy. I put pigs up there above cows because if you're going to feed pigs individual food, not pig food pre-mixed, but individual crops, you got to feed them corn. Then you got to feed them either wheat or barley. Then you got to feed them also soybeans, sunflowers, or canola. And you got to feed them potatoes or sugar beets. There's 5 different types of crops that you would have to grow in order to get maximum reproductivity out of pigs. Hey Bert, what's up? Hope you didn't spoil your sleeping with your long nap. All right, Fabio, check you later. We'll be back tomorrow and Thursday, and then we'll be closing the map, closing the server down, starting a new chapter on our life. To some degree, I feel like the map has been our focus so much that we haven't been able to get other things accomplished that we kind of want to get accomplished. Alright, let's put down bets. How many bales do you think we'll get?
I'd be surprised to see 3.
Oh, really? I was thinking 6.
Well, this is the first time I'm harvesting cotton, so, but everything I've seen, it takes a lot of cotton.
Yeah, you're 43%.
I only got 5 off of 30.
Three might be a good guess. There we are. Look, we're blowing cotton in. Squeeze it in a little bit. We're squeezing it down. Hope dinner was good. You might like cotton harvesting so much that that's what you do. Become the cotton baron.
That's funny. A Minnesota guy that's a cotton baron. There ain't one stick of cotton growing up here.
We're supposedly very close to Giants announcing the first DLC for 19. You guys think it's going to... What's your theories?
Boy, that's a tough one. I'm guessing
John
it's
Deere.
gonna be a map of some sort.
Like a John Deere map.
Oh my gosh. Giant. Banco Island. Fabio was saying last week that he had seen on Facebook that Vanderstand had made an announcement to it. Farm sim thing. He felt confident that Vanderstand was... See.
You know what? I did see the same thing a while back. I wonder if that's what it's gonna be. Some more planters.
I hope those ones work. Or at least fill up from the refill silos.
Both Case and John Deere have so many implements to offer. I'm surprised they don't offer any in the game.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, I think during one of the interviews around 19's development, but I don't remember what the question was. The answer was something related to like manufacturer balance. Like they deliberately attempt to not have too much of any one manufacturer's equipment and implements, so as to almost not show manufacturer favoritism, which could illustrate why there's not a whole lot of Case equipment, but there's a decent amount of Case vehicles, but not Case implement. Same with Ultra, or the same with John Deere.
Sure, yeah, exactly. I guess I would that would make sense. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket and keep it.
All right, man.
Open
Check you
to
later.
everybody and not show favoritism. That's a good idea.
And then, you know, it's also like, you know, kind of why there's they don't necessarily have the full lineup of every manufacturer line. You know, like they have choice tractors out of general horsepower ranges, but maybe attempt to have big competitors split. Kind of like there's big T9. There isn't a big, you know, 9R in game. Say the New Holland T9 and the 9R would be competitors with like the quad track maybe. Maybe the quad track is in a different level even 9. Did you reset your harvester? It's looking fine now.
I did, just so it looked better for you.
I was kind of secretly wondering what it would like if it stopped when you eat tail. They were add another crop, like to the platinum expansion, which we probably won't see for a. What kind of crop? I'm kind of hankering for peanuts.
Peanuts all the way, man. I've been wanting peanuts forever.
That's about, I don't know what other crop there is, you know, that's normal, you know, around without, you know, carrots or a vegetable type crop, but I have no idea.
They could diversify and go for dive into the Asian area and go with rice or some other crop that's fairly regional specific to an area of the world that they're not in now, like sugarcane.
Yeah, but billions of people use rice as a staple crop. That'd be a great addition.
Right. And there's so much very specialized equipment to work with it. A rather unique
That
expansion
would
pack.
make sense.
Oh no! Pacer's in trouble.
I'd like to see him expand a little bit, having for like sugar beet and potato harvesting, a cart to haul potatoes or whatever, and a truck trailer or something, you know, designed for that. But that's here or there.
It's kind of lame that the sugarcane trailers don't have potatoes listed. They would be perfect for potatoes or sugar beets because they're a dump. You can dump a potato in this sugarcane trailer.
Yeah, you know, I don't know why they do that. I mean, why not make it universal? I mean,
Hey Brian, what's up? Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't put like wheat or oat or soybeans in a trailer like that, because other than the semi trailer, the other trailers are kind of a mesh. You know, so your grain would just fall out. But big potato or a sugar beet, not going to fall out of that. It should be allowed. But these things have a nice turn radius.
There's lots of produce they could put in: cabbage, tomatoes.
Fruit trees have been a request before.
See, now I had a mod in 17 that was fruit trees, but I mean, you didn't harvest it; it just paid you.
Yeah, but like to be able to have it would probably be a placeable orchard. or maybe you planted tree, but I mean, you'd have to wait some period of time for it to grow. But you know, there's so many, like those the tree shakers are pretty cool. Shake the fruit out of the tree. Cranberries.
Cranberries would be real cool.
Personally, I'd like to see them expand the cattle to have beef cattle with breeding options where you have.
What about fish farming? What about being able to put in a farm and do fish farming?
Yeah, I mean, some people have said tobacco, but I think you can go into a controversial problem. But a rice slash, and cranberry would be a pretty interesting one because I think they both involve flooded fields at some stage.
Well, lots of cranberry is raised in Wisconsin.
What do you guys think in chat? Let's hear your thoughts, your suggestions, your ideas. That must have been an autosave there. I was noticing, I saw a post Giants forum. Console folks were complaining about autosave. Not really autosave because it doesn't save until you go to the menu. And I started thinking about that and I'm like, you know what? Might be right. Like if you have autosave set to 15 minutes, it will save after 15 minutes, but only if you go to the escape menu. I think people were complaining that the game was crashing, it wasn't saving. Then they would go to maybe they'd have a mistake and they'd want to quit and redo it, but the act of going to the escape menu to quit then saved the game and then you were stuck. And Giants came on and basically said they couldn't have autosave in line because it would basically pause the console for like 5 to 10 seconds as the save was happening, kind of like how it does on the server where it kicks in, you get a little jittery and then you go.
Nope.
So the Raznak says Kloss. He wants Kloss to be a. Oh, that is in the Scuttlebutt rumor mill. Apparently, somewhere in one of the Giant sound files is an entry for Kloss 5 Xeron horn. So somebody found that and it's like, is that a hint at a future product that somehow slipped in? It's XML entry for Kloss Xeron horn. You're full.
Yeah. I thought when they were first developing, they were in talks with Claus.
You're full over there.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, Will, what's up? We're just talking potential, what the potential DLC might be. Fabio is pretty confident it's Vanderstand, or whatever it is. Some folks want to see John Deere equipment. Raznik says Kloss. We got talking on a potential expansion crop. not potatoes, but peanuts, rice, cranberries, fruit trees, vegetables in general. Jess, we're going to be streaming for about the next 30 minutes. Hey Taylor, what's up? Well, what we were saying earlier is there was an interview with Giants about something, and I forget what it was. Basically, the response was that they deliberately try to strike a balance between various manufacturers and not have too much of any one manufacturer's vehicles or implements. So, you know, like there's a lot of John Deere vehicles, a lot of New Holland vehicles, Case vehicles, but not a lot of no Case implement, no John Deere implement, and very, very, very limited New Holland implement. But there's a whole lot of implements from other manufacturers and no vehicles, but maybe they don't manufacture vehicles. Farmall thought about, he said beef cattle. We got on the subject of fish farming, fish hatcheries. Well, supposedly the first DLC is going to be free. So I assume that it's probably not going to be they're not going to be announcing a brand new license. Something that's free. I expect it's going to be expanding an existing license. Might be Mahindra. There's not really a lot of Mahindra stuff. Other than the retriever and a couple of the forestry stuff. I understand Mahindra is quite extensive in the small tractor line. Might have, I don't know if they have small tractor implements. Lots of folks have wanted little yard tractors. You know, Giants loves the 2-meter plows. Supposedly it's going to be pretty close. Pretty soon to an announcement. Wondering if it's maybe the first of the month. That close. An announcement the first of the month and maybe a DLC the middle of the month. Does that sound possible? So I think the first DLC for Farm Sim 17 was out in March, maybe? I don't remember when the Coon pack came out.
Do you think Giants would take a map like Lone Oak and re-release it, even if the creator isn't involved?
I think they would, probably from the stance of all the assets that may or may not be Giants created are created by that sole modder.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because you go through forums and that was the one map that a lot of people wish would carry over.
I was snooping in on a Discord discussion that CCS and Bullet Bill were having. It sounded like the current state of 19, Bullet Bill isn't really motivated to do any creation for himself. He says, saying that regardless of what the rumor mills say, its map creation is main motivation on creating maps is for himself, his own interest. Playing, at this point, he's not overly interested in 19. That might change when Seasons is released, whenever that is. That'd be an interesting landmark DLC of Seasons.
Yeah, that would be a
free. Wouldn't that be a interesting shocker? But so the idea of, because he was working on the redo of Coleborough Park. Apparently, has somewhat shelved that because of just the general lack of interest in playing 19, and therefore the lack of interest in creating a map for 19. I don't know if did he ever. He didn't say Lone Oak wouldn't come over, did
he? He didn't say that. He did not say. I read once that he was working on it, but he was very discouraged about being the edges. Where he always, his views were spectacular, and with 19, it changed so much that he couldn't create the same thing. And he was kind of upset about that, but he was also upset about other things. So
a Razor.
I don't know.
That ought to be interesting. Yeah, old school tractors, like a classic pack, that'd be cool. Yeah, we'll say right now he's working on a 17 map for Discord and multiplayer. Getting sloppy with our cotton.
I don't know. Personally, I think the number one thing that people are disappointed about with 19 is just the maps in general. Just us Americans wanting more of American map, and the European guys wanting more of more European. So it's you know, trying to keep everybody happy is a tough deal.
Yeah, the sounds. I mean, I'm indifferent on the sounds. They don't make it or break it for me, but I also don't pipe game sounds into my headset. So they're background. If I had them more predominant. Yeah, I mean, I've had my rant and I'm over it related to the trashy Ravenport. Going off on that feels like it's like a. But
Yeah,
that's
remember
where I
that.
wasn't. That's where I lost interest. It's too trashy.
Yeah, no, of course, living in the Midwest here, I'm, always looking for that Midwest hometown farm feeling map. And what bothers me is the animal place. Farming is about having the homestead, the home farm, a layout that's very nice. And without right now, we don't have the means to do a really nice American farm layout without mods, and a lot of those mods are, questionable at best.
Yeah, yeah. Will, it's instant. It's instant. The game's out. Where's my mod maps? Where's my mod maps? Yeah. Now, yeah. I mean, it's. We have an American house, which is not a farmhouse, to say the least.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but it's a different house than in the European house. We have different decoration. Thanks for the sub, LT. We got different decoration for each for American farm map versus the European map. But the animals are the same. And they're clearly architecturally the EU building set. But yeah. Would be might have gone further if we had different animal placeables to go along with the different farmhouse and the deco stuff.
But the moment I pulled onto Ravenport, I looked at it and I'm like, no farmer would have scrub brush right against his field like this. Where was the grass? Where was the field borders?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no power lines. Been said before, Ravenport feels.
Yeah, I mean, just even where the home farm, where you start out with new farmer mode. I mean, that way in the back where it's not really part of the map, it feels so separated from the rest of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, but if you got rural farming, you're you got a little bit of a driving distance to get to town. There's only so far you can be separated on a 2 km map, kilometer square. So it's kind of gives you that I'm out in the country feel because I've got to actually drive a little bit to get sell points and get stores and stuff. But I'm looking forward to the modding welt American building placeable pack I know they're working on. I think that's going to go a long way in helping folks build out a map that feels better.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it also.
All right, we are almost done this thing. That's right, Raz. Based on the hours of gameplay that we put into 17, by the time 19 is
I will
done,
say this:
cost per
the
hour will be cheap.
equipment driving in cab, a lot with the hoses and all that. I believe the game, the scenery, the game is better.
I do too, Will. Yeah, if they can get more consistent hoses. Some implements don't have any hoses, and they should. Others do. I mean, like the horrible looking air hoses on some of the semi trailers, some of the trucks. It's like a black hydraulic hose. Those could be curly Q hoses. Be consistent on all trucks and on all trailers. Well, it looks like we're going to get. I think we're going to get the equivalent of 3 and a partial.
Yeah. 10 forward. That's the way it looks. I just want to thank you, Mr. Farmer Klein, for allowing us to have this opportunity. This has been fun.
Oh, jeez. Making me feel special.
Well, not quite that special, but it's been fun.
You can thank yourself and all your fellow viewers for watching the skippable ads. Help finance it.
Do watch some of the ads once in a while. This stuff's interesting.
I like the purple pillow ads. Oh, the purple mattress ads with the chick in the little outfit that like drops stuff on pillows, breaks eggs. Some of those ads are like 5 minutes long. I watch the full ad just because I like it.
So the ads are basically rated. So if a person watches the ad, then you get credit. Is that correct?
I think there's a payout if you skip it too. I don't think you have to watch it.
No, it'd be good. Yeah, good to know because of course we'd always want to support you any way we can. That means watching a few more ads. That's probably a good thing.
Skip them all. I usually skip them unless I am doing something else and I just let the video play in the background. Usually run the full length that I'm on. Most of my watching ends up being background listening. Probably why I don't like all time-lapse videos, because it just ends up being quick.
Yeah, exactly. I listen to them too, especially some of the how-to stuff while I'm at work. I got one of those cushy office jobs, so I can play it in the background while I'm doing my job, so it's kind of nice.
We gotta make 2 trips. Spinnery, but thankfully the Spinnery isn't too far away. Just in time, Raznik, look, just in time for the end of the stream. 13 minutes left. What we gotta do is sell 4 cotton bales. I wish you could unload a half full bale of straw or hay. Boy, that would be nice. Oh look, the spinnery's right there. Yeah, I'll take a load and I'll let you take a load. Just fine, trailer.
Gee, thanks. And I get hung up in the brush.
B. Oh, we just eat it. Oh. You need to make a pretty sharp turn here. Here we go. I don't think it was black. I think those houses, they look real dark when they're not in direct sunlight. We'll check it on the way back. Oops, wrong one. So I was seeing that on another map that had these houses where they were real dark. But if I shone a flashlight on the side of the building, then it was white. And then if the side of the building that was in the sunlight, it was white. Uh-oh. Go check them out here in a little bit. Way to go, Auto. Way to go and pause. Fails. Where did farm walls go? Who's gonna play with this?
All in a little barley. I can come back, but go ahead if you want to finish it up.
Go ahead and haul. You become the Minnesota cotton bear. All enough.
There you go.
Alright, let's go look at this dark building. See? Real dark. But then you shine a flashlight on it, and it's bright. You see where the sun is on it, it's not dark. I don't know, maybe it was the map video I did today has those houses on it. Maybe it's the map video that's coming out Thursday. Oh no! We're on a contract. So we didn't get any money because we're on a contract. Alright, let's go see these piles. This was the one pile that we went. It's almost gone. Doing a scabbard toss. What is that? I think it's fun watching these players jump, leap. Here we go, look at that. Alright guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it on out. Tomorrow is the last actual stream where we're going to be actually farming here on the map. And then Thursday, we're going to come back and figure out who the heck's won this crazy thing. Quite frankly, I think we're all winners because we're going to be done. But we'll figure out, is $4.1 million enough? Who knows? Maybe we'll have $5 million come tomorrow. These guys are earning money like crazy.
Amen to that.
So until next time, happy farming.